No, I listen to it all the time. I tell all my friends to Smack It Raw.
Following podcast contains mature content. The views and opinions expressed by the host are not necessarily those of the host. Listener discretion is advised. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the number one wrestling podcast on your favorite spicy sites, Smackin It Raw. I am your host, the smut guru and patron saint of podcasting, the warden Matt Ritter. I am here with my co-host. She is host of the She Lead Showcase Inside the Mind of In the Crowd and Story Time with Mrs. Katie Kinsey Bay.
Hey.
Since Reek didn't show up to do your intro yet. Listen, it is a clash at the castle, and the Kings may or may not be here. We will see. But we do have a wallop at the castle from Wallop Media, ladies and gentlemen. Backed by popular demand, and by popular, I mean Rylan in my DMs yesterday. Pretending to be Kyle and catfishing me.
Wow, crazy.
It is Rylan and Kyle from Wallop Media. How you guys doing?
Good.
It's good to be here. Always excited to be back.
I didn't get to finish the story I was telling the Patron Saint of Podcast and Word Matter. Thank you, Tommy. I didn't get to finish telling you the story, though. So Vince took the week off. It was going to be the Mega Stuffed Oreo episode. And then yesterday, Rylan DM'd me, and he was like, hey, do you guys have a guest? Because I think Rylan would really like to be on this week. And I'm like, oh, Kyle's messaging me. That's cool. Like, he's a good friend. Like, he thinks that Rylan would enjoy this. So I'm just talking to him. And I'm like, yeah, Rylan can be on this week. Absolutely. And then he goes, should I tell Kyle as well? And I'm like, wait, who the fuck am I talking to right now? Which one? I'm like,
Who is it?
he's like, no. So Rylan just refers to himself, which I've been saying your name properly, and I dropped the D, even though, you know, I've done it for a while. I did it one time, and you still shame me on
I've
that shit.
never noticed.
I heard it.
No. So, okay, listen, I was not shaming you for getting my name wrong because I have never noticed you using a D in my name. I was shaming you for the Wallop meet or calling us Wednesday Night Wallop a couple times.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I've done that. Yeah,
Wednesday.
Honestly, I actually started typing out Wednesday Night Wallop in the ticker, and then I backed it up, and I was like, no, that's not right, because it is.
We're doing it early. Apparently, we're dropping the D early.
Oh yeah.
You don't expect
also
to do
Will's
it
not here,
quickly,
so let me just.
You should probably just. I don't even know what we should do with that ticker anymore.
I set this up, and then everyone's like, maybe not. So there we go.
Whoever shows.
Actually, we're gonna put a question mark.
I love it.
Save, and there we go.
Well, TC's gonna trickle through in a bit. Direct quote.
All right.
I don't.
So,
that, but okay.
listen, if Reek doesn't come, Kyle, I think you qualify as a decent part of this Mega Stuffed Oreo cookie. Enough.
I appreciate
it'll
it.
still work. It'll still work. I was going to call it Mega Stuffed Clusterfuck. Right? You like that?
That's a good one.
It's fun. We haven't had a clusterfuck in so long.
We have not. And I was really hoping this was going to be one. And
No, our friends hate us. So
not all of our friends, our Canadian friends, are here.
Yeah.
Well,
Educating
I
us
didn't-
about
I didn't mean the Canadians. They're here.
educating us about paleontology in Canada and accents and all sorts of things. But if you guys are watching us live, I want to thank you for watching us live and checking us out at Twitch.tv Creatia World, where if you have Amazon Prime, you have Prime Gaming. If you have Prime Gaming and you link it to your Twitch account, you get a free subscription every single month. It's kind of like when a mommy and a daddy get together and they have a baby. You know, the subscription is the baby. Or sometimes when a daddy and a daddy go and adopt a baby, also the same thing. Or a mommy and a mommy. Like, we don't discriminate around here. However you want to do it. Anyway, the subscription. That's what's important here. You go on your computer, because you can only do it from your computer. You click that, use Prime Sub, and it costs you absolutely nothing. You're already paying for Amazon Prime. Give it to us or any of your favorite Twitch streamers, whether it's Katie over at the She Leads Showcase, our boy Will over at Rivet City Radio and everything that they do, or anyone else. Just make sure you support your favorite content creators and don't let that free sub go to waste. You have it, use it, help us out. You can also check us out at youtube.com/Creatia World, where it is free to like, to subscribe, to comment. Katie, what does that do?
Boost the algorithm and helps find new listeners.
That is correct. And why is that important, Katie?
Oh, it's because you're a whore.
Not as much as I'd like to be this weekend, but we still got time. I'm kid free tonight. We'll see what happens. Anyway,
God.
That is correct. I am a whore in my personal life and here on the screen that you guys are watching me on, or on the app that you are listening to me on. For your likes, for your comments, for your views, for your subscriptions, for your attention. I'm an attention whore. So please give us that. When you're on YouTube, you like, you subscribe, you comment. It lets people find us. If you have family members who are like, hey, I like wrestling, and my cousin also used to watch wrestling at some point, and these guys are kind of fucking funny, or at least the guests are. Yeah, like tell them about us, share it so they come and watch us and enjoy us, and then maybe they go and watch our guests as well. Because that's kind of why we have guests. So like you guys get exposed to them, not in the sense of like them flashing you in public, but like in this sense, because it is what it is. Anyway, share me around as much as possible and flick that beam for me. Hit that notification bell, get notified every time we go live, whether it is every Thursday at noon Central, 1 p.m. Eastern for the Creatia conversation, every Saturday for Smackin It Raw. That's this show, 11 p.m. Eastern, 12 or 10 p.m. Central, and every other Sunday. Currently following #TheMThrones. Whenever that ends,
And dragons.
Yeah, them dragons, them thrones, same thing. It's the same shit. Anyway, currently following that will be live 1 hour after House of the Dragon ends, and then you roll right into getting off every other Sunday. So next Sunday is the return of trivia. Please come and join us for Trick or Trivia. It's gonna be a good time. With all that said, Katie.
Yeah.
Your turn.
My turn. Okay. I don't have a lot because nothing really actually happened that I cared about or wanted already done. NXT Heatwave, July 7th in Toronto, day after Money in the Bank. Because why not? I'm okay with NXT pay-per-views being Sundays because they're not as long as main roster pay-per-views. So I'm down.
Okay.
Who knows what the fuck's gonna happen? I don't know. I'm not gonna be there. I'm not going to Canada.
We're not even going. So
okay.
Ticket prices are outrageous. Like $500 for the 200 section? I don't think so.
Jeez.
It's not happening.
Yeah, it's kind of fucked up.
Inflation really hit you guys hard over there.
Toronto's a special.
You should see what it costs to eat a salad. I can't.
Is it
they can't now.
cheaper to eat a salad or toss a salad?
Oh my god.
Oh, definitely toss. Definitely toss.
Okay.
Prison style.
I was gonna say prices on tossing salad haven't changed in Canada. Perfect. Sorry, Katie, go ahead.
You
ever had a ZJ?
What?
No, but
A
it sounds
ZJ.
exciting.
You know what a ZJ is?
No, what?
If you don't know what it is, you can't afford it. Never mind. Keep going.
Wow, you called me poor on a podcast. That's crazy. When every week you all are like,
literally a movie.
Geez.
It's literally a movie quote from Beer Fest.
I don't fucking watch that movie. Both of you assumed I'd watch that movie. Matt, remember I don't watch movies.
I know. I taught you how.
Anyways, Io Sky is going to be challenging Utami Hayashishita at Marigold's Destiny on July 13th. That's the same show that Julia's also going to be on. I think her last show before she comes to WWE, so that'll be interesting to see. And, WWE's just working with everybody except AEW because they said fuck them.
That's an odd situation with the Marigold split.
Thanks, Trexie.
Oh dear. So that situation with the Marigold split, I guess they have a very good working relationship with WWE, which is really cool. It's great to see, but it is interesting to see where that's going to go long term.
Is Marigold a wrestling promotion?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
So they split off from Stardom not that long ago, and they started running shows, and they took a few of Stardom's bigger wrestlers with them. So I'm not sure the details of it. You'd have to ask somebody who's a bit more expert in it, but it's an interesting situation.
That's Warren.
This is what happens when I don't listen to Warren Hayes every single week. I miss him.
Warren Hayes has all the answers.
He does. Shout out to Warren. We love you, Warren. I miss you. I talked to him earlier this week. It was fun.
Oh, good.
I just messaged him. I'm like, hey, just checking in. How's the dick?
You're like, hey, I miss you. Kissy face.
Pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. That's all that really matters. And then the last thing that I have, because the other thing is for my notes for next week, new speed champion, Andrade, because the current speed champion is dead. So they needed a new one. And they said, here, Andrade, go ahead. This is yours now, buddy.
Real glass.
So what's interesting about Andrade is that I think he is going for the world record of being misused by both companies the most. He seems to be racing towards it.
I mean, he's got a belt.
He does.
More than I can say for him in AEW.
That is correct.
That is a valid point, but it is the X belt.
He's not allowed to wear it on TV.
I mean, listen.
So does he have a belt if the rest of the time you see him, he doesn't have a belt?
Like they showed him on SmackDown. Did he have the speed title? No.
Well, because he can't, apparently, from what I hear.
Because X said, hey, guess what? We want our own belt. So
I love how X is like, porn's legal, but you can only wear that title on our shows.
Porn's legal. You can't see anyone's likes, but this title is ours, damn it.
Look.
Apparently, we can't see that title either. I don't watch wrestling on fucking X.
Yeah.
Nope. I am fascinated to know what their viewership is on that. I would be really interested to know.
I think it does fairly well. I mean, it's one of those things where if you go to a show, like when I was there, when I went to shows for Mania Week, like they did like 2 speed matches, like before, like the dark matches, basically.
Yeah.
So you get to see them in person, and then they're like, "Oh, in 2 weeks on Wednesday on Twitter, here." I'm like, I'm not gonna remember this A, like, and B, I'm busy. I'm at work. I don't know what to tell you.
Listen, me personally, honestly, like jokes aside, I think that Andrade makes perfect sense as speed champion.
Yeah.
He's in a relationship with Charlotte Flair. She is a very busy woman. He has to be good at quickies, right? Like he has to be.
Everything about him,
a champion.
Everything about him feels half an hour or more. Everything about him
100%.
feels half an hour or more.
That man.
I feel like Andrade takes his time.
I feel like he takes his time with foreplay, but like when we get to once it's real quick.
Also, I guess he probably would have to because he had so much trouble trying to do her finisher. Apparently, that back is not as good as he would like.
Exactly. You know. Anything else, Katie?
No.
I'm sorry.
Every time they bring up the speed championship, I think about Dave Chappelle talking about being a speed fucker, just trying to hit his best time. Every time. That's all I think about.
I mean, at least you're thinking about something.
I beat you.
Well, I beat you. Anyway, so if that's it, I guess we will get into spits or swallows, ladies and gentlemen. Kyle, you watched a whole week of wrestling in 3 hours. Spit or swallow?
Are we talking about the pay-per-view that just happened?
No.
No.
So we will do 25. So it's been 15 minutes. We got roughly 45 minutes of spits or swallows, maybe a little more, and then we'll do smash or pass the pay-per-view.
Cool. All right, then I will move to. I am going to swallow Will Ospreay versus Rey Fenix on AEW Dynamite. Good, sweet. Like, what would have to happen to Will Ospreay from this point on, as far as I'm concerned, for him to not be the wrestler of the year? And I'm not sure. At this point, I feel like if a piano falls on him, I still feel like he's got this thing pretty much in the bag, personally. But I am a huge fan of Rey Fenix. I would love to see him, win something every now and again. That would be cool. But he continues to be really, really exciting. Will Ospreay is doing amazing work, and getting to see it as a North American viewer, I'm very excited to see it. And yeah, I was just really, really happy to see the match. It was a great match. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of chaos. It was a lot of counters. Two guys who have wrestled a bunch before and had success doing it. So I had a lot of fun. Yeah, Ospreay Phoenix. If you didn't get the chance to see it, I would highly recommend.
No, I agree about Rey Fenix. I want to see him win something, probably the Speed Championship, because
Wrong company.
well, no, like people
for how
leave,
long though?
it
Katie?
happens, right? So I'm just saying, Speed FedEx, it makes sense, right?
FedEx is not fast.
It can be.
Shit takes forever.
I mean, it's not Amazon, but
It's no UPS. Like,
I mean, maybe this will. They might call him Ray Amazon in WWE. Who knows? They do love to change people's names.
Ray Prime, and he's got a fucking Logan Paul's logo on his mask.
Exactly.
Go home. No.
That's where we're going.
No.
No, not a fan.
Oh man, title sponsor.
Ryland, spit or swallow.
I'm gonna swallow Joe and Hook. I think that's a good tag team right there. And you know what? Everyone's been complaining. Oh well, Hook's just. Firstly, we don't have to worry about him being involved with Jericho because it looks like that's done. And, but what do you do with him? They took the title off of him, and he's not the world's greatest wrestler, but he has moments where he's super exciting. The crowd really likes him. So putting him with Joe, I think, just adds a little bit more credibility to him at this point because everyone loves Joe and Joe's a badass. It's a good tag team.
Also, wants a mouthpiece.
Yeah, exactly. Because, man, fucking – and right now, like these promos they're doing where they're just beating people up in the locker room and shit like that, Joe's terrifying.
I forgot Tony Nese had a contract until they beat the shit out of him in the locker room.
Apparently he's on ROH.
I was like, holy, well.
Nobody watches that.
No.
I watched TNA now. Come on.
That's what I said. I said
Yeah.
apparently. I didn't say as we all know.
As everyone in the room is aware.
Yes.
I was just like, oh, holy shit, Tony Nese. I forgot about you.
Yeah.
You're a
I
thing.
did too. I love a Samoan named Joe and Hook and Shibata holding a camera because
I like that Shibata choked out Smart Mark Sterling.
Yeah.
While Joe and Hook were choking out their opponent. Oh, did I? Oh, yeah. No, the internet's doing the thing now. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm back. Okay, cool.
Right.
While Joe and Hook were choking out their opponents, Smart Mark got choked out by ciabatta bread. That was fun.
It went right out, too. Just immediately out. He probably didn't even have it in yet.
It happens sometimes. Katie, spit or swallow?
I
will.
This is an easy one. This is something I've been waiting for. I have been waiting for weeks, and they announced it was going to happen after I saw a little snippet of what she looked like in a mirror. I am swallowing Spooky Chew, Wendy Chew. It's everything I wanted it to be. Dark pajamas, Jack Skellington type makeup. She looks like a creepy doll. Her submission is now a sleeper. It all makes fucking sense. This is everything I wanted it to be and more, and I want nothing but good things for her. And I'm so happy she's back.
It's the culmination of her two characters, and it's great to see her being able to combine them. And that's good long-term storytelling that NXT has been doing surprisingly extremely well recently. So give them full credit.
Especially because when she was Mei Ying, I believe was the name,
Got
we
it.
never really got to see her wrestle. Maybe
No.
one match
Not at
or no, not at all. So like she came out, she was hitting hard, she was doing her thing, thick as fuck in those pajamas. Love that. All good things. Hey, it is. I am a fan.
She's mine.
I am a fan. I would
She's
listen.
mine.
Okay, just like the apron bump Grand Slam championship is mine. You're trying to take my shit. All right, intergender match.
Speaking of, I do apron run on Monday. Actually, ironically enough.
Yeah, good for you. One show left. One. Yeah. Anyway, no, big fan of Wendy Chu taking out Brindley with the sleeper. Love that. Yes, all about Spooky Chu.
All Spooky Chu.
I'm gonna swallow the fact that Jordan Grace went on Impact, put out the open challenge, which was accepted by Tatum Paxley, which also made me happy because I like my bitches crazy. And listed that the open challenge was for every company: MLW, WWE, Stardom, just everything but AEW, which really made me happy that they purposely left out AEW and listed pretty much everything you could fucking think of. New Japan, all of it. Open door, fuck AEW. Big fan of that. Because AEW did TNA dirty with that partnership that they had early on. So
Partnership.
I enjoyed the shit out of that.
Wasn't even a partnership.
And also Tatum
It was just
Paxley.
AEW running wild on TNA. It was terrible. Kenny Omega was your champion, and then Christian was your champion. For what? Stupid.
Can't talk bad about Christian in front of the Canadians, Katie. How many times I got to tell you this?
At that, okay, Christian's character now is awesome, but like at the time, like there was no reason for him to be an Impact champion when he was an AEW superstar.
I think they had bigger
I mean,
plans,
he was the champion before, so there was the history there. But like, I don't disagree.
But going from AEW superstar to AEW superstar for Impact title was dumb. Is mainly what I'm saying.
No, it was on TNA. Never mind. But even still,
regardless, but it was in Daly's place.
It was dumb. It was real dumb.
You know who's not dumb? You, Kyle. Spit or swallow.
I appreciate that. I'm going to be spitting. With putting Kenny Omega aside for a moment because he remains questionably healthy. I would like to, as part of this spit, I would like to apologize to the wrestling viewing public for the city of Winnipeg. On behalf of the city of Winnipeg, for the city of Winnipeg, I would like to greatly apologize. This learning tree nonsense that is going on my television screen right now, I have been a person who, despite all of my various personal distastes of the man known as Chris Jericho, that I have defended a number of his character choices in wrestling past and present because I have found them to be relatively entertaining. I say this knowing my history full well. This is far and away the worst Chris Jericho character we've ever seen. Bar none, period, end of statement. It's real silly. It's helping nobody. Which, Chris Jericho's story in AEW early on was one of a person who made that belt credible and then passed it along and made some wrestlers look pretty good in the process. But since Orange Cassidy, has he been able to elevate a single wrestler in anything that he's done? Not a single solitary one.
I'd argue that he ruined Orange Cassidy.
Remember the feud he was supposed to have with Daniel Garcia? Remember the blow off match he was supposed to have with Sammy Guevara that never happened, and now Private Party, run away! I love y'all. Don't do this, please. There's so much better you can do. And like, I don't really care about Big Bill, so he can do whatever he wants with Big Bill. But like, this whole character is ridiculous and silly and the wrong kind of camp. And just, there's no purpose for it. And on top of that, on behalf of Winnipeg, I need to apologize. How is the worst part of the Don Callis family the namesake of the freaking family? Don Callis continues to be on the television. And I ask you this, as a Winnipegger myself, why? Who is asking for Don Callis?
No one.
Who's clamoring for the Don Callis? Who is
No.
backstage being like, you know what this show needs? More Don Callis.
I don't know. Matt's pointing at Ryland, so
And I will say this. The one favor that AEW did TNA in that whole process was to get rid of Don Callis from TNA and by taking him themselves. So I feel like for all the things that the AEW did wrong to TNA, they took away Don Callis and therefore made their show much better. And the worst part is he's a manager who goes on commentary and makes that worse too. At least if I didn't have to hear the Don Callis in my ear while I'm trying to watch good wrestling, then I might be happy. But he insists on both talking and existing. And
exist.
He can, look,
I
if
do.
Don Callis wants to continue to exist in a small promotion that I never have to see him talk again, I'm fine with that. But it just, I don't understand. Like, it makes me sad to see all of the impressive wrestlers that he has under his wing, because whenever they wrestle, I have to listen to Don Callis talk. Anyway, that was my rant. I apologize on behalf of Winnipeg, for Winnipeg. Kenny Omega will be healthy soon, we promise.
However, also, I mean, Don Callis is there because of Kenny Omega, and Kenny Omega is also friends with the Bucks. So, like, questionable taste and friendship and people over there by Mr. Omega. Just saying, he's won me over as of late. I was not a fan. I used to call him Kenny Blow Omega. I was not a fan, but since he's been off TV and just kind of like voicing his own opinion on everything through his Twitch, I'm like, you know what? You're all right. You're not everything everyone hyped you up to be when they were like, he's the greatest wrestler that's ever fucking existed, and you have to watch his matches. They're all 12 stars. But like, you're cool. You're cool, dude. So
I will say this. Having heard Kenny Omega interviewed as like Tyson Smith, the human behind Kenny Omega, he is fascinating. Yeah.
That is his name.
Oh, wow.
That's his name. He's a fascinating person. I'm a big fan of him as a person, and I mean, admittedly, I'm a fan of his as a wrestler, but he has always been an odd character, and wrestling is better for having some weird people in it.
True.
That kind of weird, anyway.
Love me some Gold Dust. Rylan, spit or swallow.
Speaking of Goldust, I'm going to swallow Dustin Rhodes versus Jack Perry. I thought that was a really, really great match. Dustin Rhodes, that guy gives everything to everybody he works with. And, like, the one thing I'm digging about this Elite thing right now is Jack Perry. I think that he has kind of crossed over into that cool territory, for me anyway. And, yeah, I love a bloodbath just live on Dynamite. I think that's great.
So we watched Dustin Rhodes recently. We did a review of a show from 1993, and it's amazing, like, how long he has been really great. And him being this like elder statesman who every time you see him wrestle, like he had that match against Swerve that I was not expecting anything out of. That was a ton of fun a few months back. So like anytime we get to see him wrestle, it's great.
Dustin is part of Katie's favorite match from WCW.
Yeah, I heard you and Kyle talking about it. I heard my name mentioned a few times. Rude.
Mm-hmm.
No, yeah, that was the worst match I've ever seen in my entire life. That was the worst pay-per-view I've ever watched. Worst match I've ever seen.
Which one?
WCW
When we wrestled on the back of a
Uncensored 95.
Okay, so we don't.
Was
Oh,
this
Jesus.
the God? What the hell
King
was
of
that match called?
King of the Road or King of the Road match.
Where they're wrestling on like a flat back truck.
And
Oh,
there's
God.
bales of hay.
Oh, yeah.
WCW. That's the thing. Everyone yells about Vince Russo. They were weird the whole time. WCW.
fair.
Not that I want to defend Vince Russo, but they had been weird the whole time.
Yeah.
I'm not going to use that as a segue. Katie, spit or swallow.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Because you haven't been weird the whole time. That'd be rude to say.
I mean, I would hope not. Fuck it. I'm gonna swallow this Judgment Day, Drew, Liv bullshit. Specifically, Finn Balor. We saw you, my guy. Listen, Liv Morgan, being the seductress, the succubus that she is, tried to give Dom her hotel key, and he said, no. And then he, he showed the guys. He's like, guys, listen, this bitch is trying to get me to the hotel room. Carlito was like, that's cool. And they're like, no, not cool. Bad dog. No.
It's kind of cool. It's kind of cool.
He's like, it's kind of hot. Go ahead. And throughout the night, it's this whole thing. Someone was taking that hotel key. And, right before the main event, Finn's, they're all like, yeah, Judgment Day, woohoo! Sneakily takes that key, shoves it in his pocket. Finn Balor is a snake. I should have known. Dom was just a pawn in the game.
Listen, he was just making sure Dom didn't take it. He's trying to keep Dom chaste.
No.
For Rhea. Also, why was Zelina Vega so upset that Liv was on top? Like, what do you care what happens to Dominic Mysterio? You don't even like the kid, right?
She just got beef with Liv.
Very rude for her to interrupt Cowgirl.
In my head canon, Finn Balor was taking that hotel key to Bo Dallas because Finn Balor wants to keep relationships together. Finn Balor's a man of love.
Wow.
I think that one's over though.
Oh, is it?
It's over, yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Well, that's a shame.
So sorry about that, Kyle.
Great.
Hate to break the news to you here.
I mean, look, I'm not going to feel upset about the idea of Liv Morgan being single. All I'm saying.
I think her and CJ Perry have always secretly had something. And honestly,
they're about to live their best lives.
Yep.
Yeah.
I need them to live their best lives on OnlyFans for anyway.
Are you sure? Like the amount a month that they could ask for? Are you sure you would be willing to pay it?
At least a month. One month.
One month. That's all we need.
I'd figure it out. Right? I'm gonna stick with TNA. I was initially against the Hardy compound stuff on TNA, where Moose and friends showed up at the Hardy compound. I was not feeling it, but then at some point,
Go ahead.
Alicia Edwards got decapitated by Ray B. Hardy with a guillotine. I can't. I don't know. I cannot remember his name to save my life. Losing streak.
Brian Myers.
Matt Cardona's part. Brian Myers. Yes. Got transported into like a game room, and just in the background, you heard Matt Hardy saying, "To me, you'll always be Edge's bitch," just over and over and over again. Eddie Edwards turned into a werewolf.
And that checks out. He's the American werewolf. He's the American wolf.
Yeah. And Moose got hit so hard they knocked him back to his football playing days. So, like, I was against it to begin with, but by the time we got to me, you'll always be Edge's bitch. I'm like, all right. And then when we decapitated a woman for shits and giggles, I'm like, yeah, no, I'm in. I'm sold. You got
TNA
me.
Hardy Compound was always the best one because TNA, like anything that Matt Hardy wanted, whatever wildness he wanted to go on, they were just fully willing to just let him go. Like, yeah, just do it. Whatever you want to do, go ahead. That's fine. We'll send you the wrestlers. We'll give you a day to film it. Just whatever you want, we'll do it. Good. We'll air it. We're not even going to check it first. We'll throw it on there.
And now Jeff's back.
I agree.
Yeah, no, brother Nero.
Jeff came back and
Listen,
he did the exact. He did the same thing that he did in AEW. Matt's getting the shit kicked out of him, and he's just standing there with that chair, like, "Yep, I'm Jeff Hardy."
He
Everyone
didn't
get
dance
excited.
this time, though.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
No, he didn't dance.
Would you, if you were coming out to the Hardy Boys theme song, are you telling me you wouldn't dance? Because I would
You
dance.
dance as you run.
If you were getting beat up in the middle of the ring and the Hardy Boys theme was on, I would have to get a few dance steps in before I came to save you.
He said, "Sorry, you're getting your ass kicked." But
No
like,
hard feelings.
Listen, Rhea Ripley.
Hey,
I'm just saying.
Look,
she's only done it once.
was-
Jeff's done it on numerous occasions.
Yeah, but she did the worst one. She did the worst one. Bianca Belair.
Said, I'm doing my full entrance, and you just get that ass whooped.
That stomp needed to happen, and we were all greater for it.
And I am a better person because of that stomp.
Exactly. Are you going to deny those legs, Rylan? Are you denying Rhea Ripley's legs? I don't think so.
Don't put that on me.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm putting
He
that
said,
on.
"Don't make that a quote."
We're not going to deny Rhea Ripley's legs, just like I'm not going to deny Kyle from spitting or swallowing.
Oh God. Okay. I am. I don't want to be too deep into the haterade today. I've already had to lay out some haterade, but a lot of that was on the city of Winnipeg, in which I live, so I was okay with that. But whatever's happening with Ricochet right now,
He's dead.
spit.
What? Why?
He died
Okay, so-
for our sins.
Hold on,
guys.
Paul. I cannot spit this just because last week on the show, Will and I said they should write Ricochet off TV like he's a character on TNA, and then they murdered him.
I was a part of that.
So you were there as well.
I
Yes,
was in the room where it happened.
you were in the room. Yeah.
Remember? Does anyone remember?
Okay.
Does anyone remember when Ricochet was cool? Because Pepperidge Farm remembers.
That one time he flipped over the top rope in NXT. Yes.
Yes, that was
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
They do. Look, I get the criticisms that people will levy at Ricochet are the same criticisms that they have levied at Ricochet for a decade now. He's not a great talker. He's not that big, and he loves doing flips. And some people think flips are stupid. One, flips are not stupid. You're wrong. And two, yeah, exactly. And two, in wrestling back in the day, when they had a person who was really good at the wrestles, but not so good at the talking, they did this thing called giving them a manager, where a person would come out and talk for them, and then they just did cool wrestling, and it was great, and it worked fine. And somewhere along the way, WWE made the decision, managers are stupid. Unless they're Roman Reigns, then he gets one. But everyone else, no, we don't do managers anymore. You got Brock Lesnar, you talk for yourself. And it's ridiculous. They're starting to get back into it more now, which is good to see. I think Triple H has always sort of been more of a manager fan in general. And I like AEW's continual use of managers with one very glaring exception from before. I don't understand. There's others, but still, generally speaking, they've been pretty good with manager choice. But
Don Callis.
Look, as much as I want to hate on Don Callis, Prince Nana comes out and he dances, and it's amazing, and it adds something every time. But the reality is that yes, he is not the best talker, but he is one of the greatest high-flying wrestlers of all time and has been the whole time. And in the few instances where WWE has him do it, he continues to show that he's amazing. Why not let him do cool stuff and then reap the benefits of him doing cool stuff? I don't understand, but that's just me.
Hey, you know what though? Like, we're gonna get Ricochet and Osprey at Wembley now, and I'm here for it.
Look, if that's the road that we're going down, I am willing to like. And here's the thing: I have made my feelings clear in the past about my, let's say, preference for between AEW over WWE. It's not that it's it goes back and forth and ebbs and flows, but I'm definitely more leaning towards that particular style of wrestling. But to all of the people, to all of the people who are working for both companies, if it's not working at your company, go to the other one. There are greener pastures for many people involved, and there are no shortage of AEW wrestlers who could desperately use a move. And frankly, I'm all for that. People finding greener pastures, very much for. And if Ricochet gets to find greener pastures somewhere else, be it AEW or wherever, please, I would much rather that than this.
I agree.
As long as
I need to
I don't care.
True. I need to rewind back to Katie saying that when Will and I brought that up, how she was in the room. Because I wanted to ask you a question. If my wife and I are having coitus in a room that you're also in, are you a part of that as well, or is it just us?
I contributed to the conversation last week, by the way. You just refused.
Well, if you cheer me on, you're contributing, but are you anyway?
I don't want to. Why are we having this conversation? You're a monster.
I was just trying to figure it out. I am 100%.
I mean, we will figure out what details, what counts as the threesome line, but that is not a discussion for maybe another day.
I would like to end this conversation, please. Can we move on?
Rylan, spit or swallow?
I'm gonna swallow. Cody Rhodes is going to the cookout. I love that promo between the two of them. I love that. How excited he was! Yeah, I'll go to the cookout. Like, oh, it was great. Also, Trick Williams. I want to talk about that match with Ethan Page too. I thought that Trick Williams looked real good. Ethan Page looked real good, and I saw a lot of flack on it, and I'm like, Trick Williams is still going to be, improving time over time over time. And I thought with what he did with Ethan Page was a really good way to end that show.
Ladies and gentlemen, 1/3 of Young Kings Wrestling, host of the Havoc Hour, the only BBC with a PhD in this chat that I know of. Rylan, Kyle doesn't have a PhD, does he? No? Okay.
Rylan's like,
I had to check. Dr. Reek Baker, BBC.
What's up, y'all?
just a little late.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Rylan was just talking about the cookout and Cody being invited. KO also got an invite, by the way, from Montez.
Yeah, that's right.
Out of nowhere.
See, my co-host has an opinion on Cody being invited. He may or may not be here to tell you himself. I didn't hear from him in a little
He did
bit.
say he was going to trickle in eventually.
He said,
that was
he said he was going
45
to
minutes ago.
trickle in eventually. So who knows? I don't know.
So let me ask this question. All it requires is one person to invite you, right? Like because we had to talk about this on, I think, Get You. Like, there's not a delegation you have to go through. Like if you say, hey, Matt, you're invited to cookout, I'm just fucking invited, right?
It's not so much that there's one person. There has to be some agreement. Like if I say somebody's invited, I gotta be on the same page with somebody. Like there's gotta be at least a consensus of some kind. Like everybody don't have to be on the same page, but at least a couple people would be like, hey, yeah, I'm cool. This person can come through.
What you don't want is to invite somebody to the cookout, have them cause problems, and then you yourself get uninvited to future cookouts. That's what you're trying to avoid. Is you got to be careful because you invite the wrong person to the cookout, you might not get that invitation next time.
As long as Cody leaves Brandy at home, I don't think there's going to be any issues. I think it'll be fine.
Hold on.
We don't need her. We don't need her walking up in the middle of dinner being like, "It's open mic night," or "Who asked? Or who told you it was open mic night, bitch?" And just like,
I'm about to say,
open mic night, bitch.
I'm about to say, Brandy might be able to come through if she leaves that bullshit away. You know, it's like if she come through and just don't talk and just gets her plate and shuts the fuck up, she'll probably be okay.
Have you ever known Brandy Rhodes to just get her plate and shut the fuck up?
Nope. Not in this lifetime.
Write down, get your plate and shut the fuck up.
That's such a long. Okay.
It's a bullet point.
Fine.
Tommy's asking a question that I can't answer. So, Kyle and Reek.
Look, I made my feelings known off the top. After this summer, what is determined as blackness vis-a-vis being Canadian and half black? I'm still learning a lot of new things. I'm still learning a lot of the feelings on this particular nature. But I'm sorry, man. I know you. It's like you're probably.
He's like, I'm not vouching for you. I don't fucking know you.
You might be good people. I don't know, but.
So the question is, what constitutes blackness?
This is a discussion. It's probably a discussion.
Well, no. So the discussion that we had was him being Canadian and half black. From what he's heard about Canadian
there
rappers,
might be a song that's like really high in the charts right now about whether or not that be like us or not.
Okay. Yeah. Gotcha.
Not like us. Yeah. So he doesn't know where he falls. Man. He's trying to figure it the fuck out.
It is a constant learning process, is what it is.
I mean, when you look at it from that standpoint, I think it's really about your mentality. Because I mean, look, the man's father's black. So my thing is, if you got any variation, whether it's father, mother, you black. It's just pretty simple.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, if you want to pick and choose what side of the fence you want to be on, then that's where the questions are going to come up.
That tends not to work so well, especially where I'm from. So, like, discussion for another day.
I get it.
Not every cop sees you the same way. Or sees the multitudes. Let's say that.
Mounties, you're in Canada. Let's be clear.
Wow, that's crazy.
Reek, spit or swallow while you're here.
Woo-wee. Oh man, I'm swallowing the I Quit match.
Oh 100%. No, we saved that for Smash or Pass. We're not there yet.
Oh, okay, got you. I'm swallowing the not so PG content from Olivia past the Dutch Morgan, because she's a little bit out of control, but I'm kind of with it. We're going a little bit backwards in a good way, because I'm not so much never was into the whole PG era thing, but kind of like slowly trickling back off of that a little bit at a time. But what's his name? Finn is not that slick, because we all saw the swipe off the table. Okay. I'm patiently waiting for some resolution about that, because I guess we'll find out Monday. But
where's my GTV segment?
That's all I'm saying.
What's up, Alan Ross? Thanks for stopping by. Katie was on board with that as well. Where are we at here? I'm gonna swallow the Mina and Mariah package from Dynamite about their relationship, all of that. Mina says she's coming, wants a contract signing. Mariah she prepared it, all of that. Also, Tony Storm dropping the wide load that holds gold line, because everything that Tony Storm does over there is fantastic. Love me a wide load that holds gold.
Don't know.
Okay.
Real talk.
I was like, is someone going to agree with me here? What the fuck?
Katie, spit or swallow.
Storm's awesome.
Um, 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 I'll swallow Lyra and Io. Have a banger. Io's just slowly losing her mind. Did get the win this time, but she's slowly just like becoming less of a human and more of just like a monster, just ruining everything like backstage and like hitting people and all the things. But I mean, it led to her or her calling out the Tommy. So clearly something is changing. And she did say damage control needs to change or something along those lines. So the future of damage control is up in the air as of right now. But Lyra and Io had a hell of a fucking match, but nobody's surprised because of them.
We also had a run-in from Disco Ninja Sex Party.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because we definitely forgot to bring that up because we recorded earlier today. But I definitely forgot to bring that up. That was dope as fuck. I think it's July 13th. They're having that event.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's pretty dope.
Yeah, Marigold, right? That made-up wrestling thing that Katie was talking about earlier.
Not made up. Not made up.
Well, it's one of those situations. Okay, I'm here for it.
Mad, it's real.
Anyway.
What?
The realness
No,
is to be determined.
Yeah, right. It's Stardom, but it's not Stardom, but it's got all the Stardom stars. Anyway.
It's a sublet of Stardom.
Okay, I gotta think deep into this one.
That's what she said.
Oh, I want to. So, like, I'm gonna swallow MJF and Roosh, and there's a reason. Everyone's kind of talking about how this is a weird direction for MJF to come back and have to deal with, and Roosh isn't exactly a top guy. But how do you make a top guy? You have to have him go against another top guy and try to get over. And Roosh is a great wrestler. He has a great look. He's awesome in ring. So why are we complaining about the fact that we're going to get a great match between Roosh and MJF? Now that MJF is back and he's Triple H from 2002, he's the perfect guy to pair with Roosh.
Listen, you can't become a top guy unless somebody lets that guy on top.
Look, there's a lot of people out there who claim they're a top guy, and a lot of them be lying. You gotta watch yourself. There's a lot of liars out there.
There's a lot of power bottoms pretending to be top guys. I hear you.
What is
He's not wrong.
Kyle, you're wild tonight. I love it.
Look, I
He's
get
on
on the show and I'm being all austere and proper, and I forget what show it is I'm on. Then Matt goes off onto one of his many fun tangents, and I'm reminded. So I just figure I'd come out swinging today.
Ah, boy.
Listen, you let that Canadian dick swing. We're here for it.
I will be doing that. Not on the show though.
What?
You gotta save that.
If you want to write down "let that Canadian dick swing," you go right ahead and write that down. Katie. You take as many notes as you want. Kyle, while that dick's swinging, spit or swallow.
I am going. Oh God, I'm going to change what I'm going to be swallowing because I don't need that dick to swing into certain things. I am going to be swallowing the upcoming Blood and Guts match between the Elite and To Be Determined. I'm excited to see the stipulation maintained as a thing. I was hoping we were going to get a women's one last year. It didn't obviously come to pass, and everything is now chaotic about AEW's women's division, with the exception of the timeless one, aforementioned timeless one. But yeah, I'm just excited to see what is going to come of that Blood and Guts situation. I imagine Swerve's going to be in it on one side, and whoever Swerve happens to recruit, I'm excited to see. It has had some memorable missed moments in the past, but Blood and Guts as a match tends to be fire pretty consistently. So I'm excited to see what they put together. So I am preemptively swallowing that.
All right. so much shit to talk about. Because like you talked about the Cody Trick stuff, we talked about the cookout and all that. We didn't mention that there was a 25-man battle royal that is not exclusive to NXT that will determine Trick's next opponent, which is fucking awesome. We also didn't talk about how Cody gave JC Jane his Dashing Rhodes mask, and then she put it on top of her mask to come out and establish herself as back of the top of the women's division. Or the fact that Cody ran into his boys backstage and looked at them all and said, you know what? Looks like you guys are in a good place. And I love that little, it's not a shot, but it's
a shot.
It did what it needed to do. You know, I'm happy for you guys. You're in a good place. Where the fuck's Ricky Starks? That's what I want.
No, literally, where is Ricky? He's being held hostage somewhere. Somebody has to find him.
Answers.
But what I'm going to swallow is something that wasn't technically on TV, but has been on TV, and that is Brooks Jensen. So we have this story about Brooks Jensen being released from NXT, and he keeps showing up. I saw footage of him showing up and going after Vic Joseph during a commercial break. Now he showed up and got in Vic's face. They didn't show him. The camera just focused on Vic, and you like saw a hand, but we know who the fuck it was. Apparently he's also showing up and doing indie shows and shit. This is the most interesting he's been since the Boot Scoop Boogie. Like,
all right.
No, for real though. Guy. I really wanted him and Fallon to be a thing. I really enjoyed like the he's a loser who can't get a date thing, and it never hashed out. And now Fallon's a bad bitch doing reverse cowgirl all over fucking ladder matches and shit. She is. And I'm about it, but no, I'm happy they found something for Brooks to do. And this is actually really interesting and entertaining because it's one of those things that feels real, right? Like you're watching it and it feels like it's not supposed to be happening. Like they're keeping it off TV for a reason. Like he's actually invading. They're doing a great job. So shout out to Brooks.
Yeah. I agree.
Reek, spit or swallow.
Real quick, did we already swallow Braun and Ricochet? Not Braun.
We swallowed the murder of Ricochet. Well, some of us did. Not all of us did.
But not Braun and Ilya, no.
Okay, yeah. That's what I'm on, because that was my match of the week. I don't care what happened today and whatever to the weekend. That was it for me, because I'm pretty sure they had at least one match in NXT, but it was nothing on this shit. This was like fire for real. The murder was, I mean, a foregone conclusion because, you know, when you hear somebody's leaving, there's got to be a way to go out. And in DJ Paul's world, you go out one or two ways, in the box or quietly into the night. And Ricochet is not a quietly into the night type of dude. So I figured some death was on his way. But yeah, no, him and Ilya got like that instant chemistry. I love that shit. I know like Ilya already was, you know, starting off on a high note, but him and Braun, I said this before, and I don't think I said it here yet, but everybody kind of wanted to, you know, anoint Ryback as Goldberg once upon a time. I'm not saying Braun is Goldberg. I'm saying that aura that Goldberg came in with, but didn't, you know, the wrestling didn't follow through in. I'm pretty sure Braun got that. I'm pretty sure he got that.
As someone who's currently watching it live, well, not live, but like going back and watching it, we're in that Goldberg run. Kevin Nash just won World War III, which we haven't got to yet, and I'm going to talk about here in a second. All of that. I don't disagree with you. Braun does. They're not giving him that same rocket ship that Goldberg had coming out the gate. However, there was something you fucking said, and I wanted to touch on, and I forget what the fuck it was now. We're talking about Braun, Ilya, their match. Oh, NXT and fucking the dipshit. I started watching.
You have to be more
sorry. He mentioned NXT, and then he started talking about how they wanted to push Ryback being dipshit.
Oh, yeah.
I think we can all do that. As an ex-Goldberg. I went back and I was watching like the beginning of NXT, like when NXT was the show with the superstars and the shit.
Oh God.
And apparently he just didn't listen to anybody back then and talked over anybody too, because Regal's out here telling him shut the fuck up and listen to me, and he just keeps talking and won't shut the fuck up. He is not shut the fuck up from the day he got a contract. That is just who he is as a person. So,
well, according to sources, he's said openly to someone that he's dumb as fuck. So
yeah,
I like to believe this person. I'm sure Matt, you believe this person as well. You know, considering who it is, I like to believe that they're pretty much accurate in saying that. You know,
I had to go this way and then to go over you because Ryland's on the other side wearing the CM Punk shirt.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
I had to throw it far. Anyway,
Other way.
Katie, can you pull up that thing with the Patreon?
Oh, yes. I was like, what thing?
Because I got to tell people about that. Patreon.com/Creatia World, where you guys get 3 shows for $1. One of those I just talked about, Return to Wrestling, me and Travis. The newest episode dropping later this month will be World War III, 1998. We're going through WCW, starting with the very first Nitro and working our way until Travis finally gets fed up with it and says, fuck it, we're not doing it anymore. And then after that, we're going to move on to NXT, which is why I started watching NXT from the very beginning, because we're going to start with the first takeover NXT. We're not doing this bullshit. We're not doing that. We're going to do like the real NXT, not
you don't want the Genesis of McGillicuddy?
No. I was a huge fan of him post Michael McGillicuddy, though. I will say that. I thought he had potential. I was wrong. You guys also get Multiverse with Travis and Mara, where they do the superhero stuff. If you like animated DC films, they have it. They've got it. You'll love it. It's great. And if you have to ask, with me and my wife, Kate, and our co-host, Danny, my wife's best friend, where we do Am I the Asshole Reddit posts, and you guys find out a little bit more about our relationship and how things work in the Ritter household and all of that fun stuff. It's all good shit. All that for $1. If you have more money, subscribe to a higher tier, show us a little more support. You guys get more shit, including this show ad-free. But since you are watching us live, you guys are going to have to sit through ads. But we have great sponsors, and I'd like you guys to check out one of our sponsors right now.
Tired of feeling sluggish and unfocused throughout the day? Then it's time to try Dubby, the ultimate energy source. Dubby is a powerful, clean energy drink that is designed to help you stay alert and focused no matter what life throws your way. Whether you're a student, a busy professional, an athlete, or especially a gamer, Dubby can give you the boost you need to take on the day or the night. It also contains important aminos and vitamins that canned energy drinks simply don't have. And the best part, Dubby is made with high-quality ingredients and is completely sugar-free, maltodextrin-free, and is keto-friendly. So you can enjoy the energy boost without any of the crash jitters or angst that comes with traditional energy drinks. Simply mix Dubby with water and you'll have a delicious, refreshing energy drink that can help you power through your entire day. And with a variety of flavors to choose from, including Galaxy Grenade, Beach and Peach, and Dragonade, you're sure to find one that you love. So go to dubby.creatiaworld.com and order your Dubby today. And for a limited time, use code Creatia at checkout to get 10% off your order. That's Creatia at w.creatiaworld.com for 10% off. Try Dubby today and feel the difference. The link is in the description.
All right, we're going to go one more round with everybody. So everyone pick one last bitter swallow, and then we'll get into Smash or Pass, the pay-per-view, which is what everyone's here for anyway. Clash at the Castle happened today. Eeny, meeny, miny, Kyle, spit or swallow.
I am going to be swallowing Mercedes Moné. I was excited to see her wrestle. What?
Sorry. Anyway.
I'm not boo.
What happened now?
The match was trash. Don't get me wrong. Zeuxis, I believe. She was in the Mae Young Classic. Absolutely loved her.
Yeah.
The one thing Mercedes is supposed to be good at is the wrestling, because the talking has not been working in AEW. And the wrestling wasn't there in this match for me. Like, she did not look great.
I disagree.
She started the match botching the head scissors right off the bat. First move she did. And then it was just like a Meteora fest for the rest of the match. It wasn't for me.
All right.
It wasn't enjoyed.
That's fair.
That's just me.
Agree to disagree. I enjoyed the match. I thought, I mean, yes, I agree. Zeuxis was fantastic. It's good to see them feature CMLL wrestlers as well, which they had the partnership with AAA before, which is I think is devolved pretty quickly, but it's great to see them feature some more talent in AEW from around the globe. And yeah, I enjoyed the match. What was it perfect? No, but it's more I'm just excited to see her wrestling on TV again and hoping that we get to see more of it in the future. I remain a fan of Mercedes Moné. I recognize that there's people who are going to be having the haterade, and that's fine. I had the haterade earlier. This is the thing, but I made a list in the past of my favorite wrestlers of all time, and she was on that top 10 list, and she remains there. So we'll see where things continue to go. I'm excited to see her continue forward with this TBS title run, and yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. I get the talking, but again, if I'm going to defend Ricochet, talking doesn't matter as much in wrestling as people think it does. I am sorry.
Depends on what you like in wrestling.
Yeah. So that's where I'm at.
All right.
I'll defer to the remainder of the group for your hateration on Mercedes Moné.
I also like the match, so I can't really say it. I enjoyed it quite a bit.
Look,
I do recognize that Mercedes has moments, and like again, I'll never defend that finishing move. I think it looked better this week than it ever has.
Yes, it did.
But I think a lot of it is in who's taking it, and I just think she should use the bank statement. That was a good move. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. But no, like I like the match.
Well, yeah, no, Katie and I didn't. I'm assuming Reek didn't watch it.
No. And now I'm not incented to watch it.
He's Vince this week. He didn't watch the AEW.
No.
We gotta have one. Rylan, spit or swallow?
I'm gonna swallow the impending debut of this Wyatt faction. Look, the promos haven't been as exciting as the White Rabbit promotion was. But look, this is going to be a group of people, and I think the crowd is going to recognize that this is going to be a tribute to somebody who we all love in Bray Wyatt. And I think that that's a positive thing. Don't get me wrong. They can fuck it up, and they might fuck it up. And the people that they put together in this group might be the reason they fuck it up. But I am cautiously optimistic, and I want to swallow it.
The last time I believed, I was made to feel incorrect.
Okay.
I cannot get to that place again. I am sorry. I will believe it when I see it.
Right, that shit.
I'll speak for myself and TC, and you'll hear about this later on Monday. They got me earlier today with the whole there will be a massacre thing, particularly where Sami Zayn was concerned. If any part of that happens to be true, you will have officially sold both of us.
Okay. Here's where I'm at. I'm like Rylan. I'm excited. I want it to happen, but I also feel like we've been watching a movie and I've been getting a hand job the whole time, and I'd like it to finish. I'm tired. You're starting to rub me raw. Can we please just get to the fun part? Or maybe use some lotion, something, because this has been going on for a very long time now, and we don't have a date. We just have rumors and theories.
Monday. It looks to be Monday.
We're getting into.
I thought it looked to be a Clash at the Castle. I thought it looked to be a million different places.
I think there was like a countdown or something on SmackDown, and the timer coincided with Monday.
Okay, but we also saw something where they had a date and it ended up being like a Twitch stream. Like, who knows what they're gonna fucking do if they actually show up. If they show up Monday, cool. Listen, I will be happy to get my happy ending on Monday. Please, let's see it. Let's do it. Right now, this is the never-ending hand job, and I need it to finish.
Never-ending hand job.
The never-ending hand job.
Dry too. That's bad.
Never-ending hand
It's not completely dry, but it's not well lubricated either.
Katie, you should write that down.
Oh, now I'm taking
What?
requests.
Unlubricated hand jobs.
What am I writing down?
Unlubricated hand jobs.
Never-ending hand job.
Oh God.
I was just told two different things. Wait.
Katie, who do you listen to on the show?
Go with never ending hand job. It's cool.
Guys, I've been drinking. This isn't fair.
You could put them both.
Reek,
I'll fucking put them both.
reek, spit or swallow.
All right. Can I do like a little mini swallow and then my the main one that I have?
It's your last one. Go ahead.
All right. Well, it's cool. I'll leave it. It's really a gargle, and I'm gonna shock you with this one because it's TNA related, and this is also something you'll hear about Monday. Against all odds, this past week, we had a specific return that happened, and I don't know how to feel about it because I feel like Matthew is living a certain midlife crisis that he is dragging his poor younger brother along for, and I wanted to be happy, but at the same time, I don't feel like this needed to happen at all. Like I give kudos for a cheap pop anywhere you get it. I
haven't been happy to see Jeff Hardy show up since that time they surprised us at WrestleMania. That was the last time, and that's because they were in a tag team. I'm never happy to see Jeff Hardy by himself.
Well, it's going to lead to that. And realistically, now that if they both, signed with TNA, then it's only a matter of time at this point with the current situation that we'll see them back over here. So it's like, yeah,
it's possible that they don't got it no more. It's possible.
It ain't just possible. It's the probability levels increase every day.
Yes.
Like when I saw him go up to the turnbuckle, I'm like, oh Jesus Lord.
You remember when we did the zombie panel over on Getting Off, and I talked about how Jenna Jameson used to be the shit, but now in 2024 hindsight, she doesn't have an ass, and it's not the same. Yeah, that's Jeff Hardy showing back up in 2024. That'd be like if Jenna Jameson got back into porn. Nobody wanted to see that. We don't need that.
You said that during the panel. You referenced Jeff Hardy, or I just am imagining you saying that.
Nope, that's deja vu. I don't think I mentioned Jeff Hardy.
Okay. Never mind. I'll shut up.
No, don't shut up. Spit or swallow, Katie.
Fuck you. I'll swallow Michin. Had a great match against Jada Parker on NXT. Double slap on the ass to finish the pin. Gotta love it. She's living dreams.
Of the people.
She's a woman of the people. I think she had a nice match against Nia on SmackDown. I'm not gonna lie, I did fast forward through it, but I had a very long day yesterday. But I was watching it. It's just very fast. But I like what Michin's doing right now, because people forget that Michin can actually wrestle, and she's very good, and she can actually talk, but they don't utilize her, and they work for the longest time.
She's been so good for so long.
That's what I'm saying. They before WWE, she was good, and then she came to and did the Mae Young, and then did the things, and then she just wasn't used properly for the longest time, and now I feel like she's actually in a good spot.
And then they set her up to. They set her up to win the NXT championship, women's championship. And then we're like, you know what this NXT division could use? Charlotte Flair.
I don't even want to talk about her.
Oh, your favorite?
She also has a match against Kalani Jordan now, so shout out.
She does next week.
Hey, third time was the charm.
So
it was about the
what do I swallow Kevin Owens changing shirts on SmackDown throughout the night from Eddie Guerrero to Stone Cold Steve Austin, and basically just Listen, Kevin Owens is basically just me, right? Like, we wear the same clothes. If I had hair and was Canadian, I would essentially be Kevin Owens, which is why when I hear all the KO slander over on YK Wrestling, I feel a certain way. Because I talked about how Montez got invited into the cookout, right? I was literally physically invited to every Pointer family cookout. I've been to the actual cookout, but then when TC heard that I listened to Fabo, he also invited me to the metaphorical cookout. So, like, that's been the thing as well for a while now. So, like, Kevin Owens, like, I was like, okay, that's just confirmation. Kevin Owens is Canadian Matt Ritter. I could also swallow Mustafa Ali doing his little interview thing, politicking. They're like, oh, you're ducking speedball. And then he's ending the interview and leaving because that was fun. But I think what I really want to swallow is the fact that on AEW, as OC, Orange Cassidy, who has not been entertaining since he dealt with Chris Jericho and dropped the fun part of his gimmick, was getting his ass beat. Willow's music played like she was going to come out and save him, but it was really just Chris Statlander whooping her ass all the way out onto the stage. And everyone got so excited just to see Willow get that ass whooped by Chris. And I was excited to watch Chris whoop Willow's ass. I enjoyed the shit out of that.
Oh, yeah. It's so good. And just let Chris Statlander fight Cassidy, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
I'll be into it. I got two things for you. One, one of the parameters about the cookout thing, and I didn't mention this too, if you can vouch for somebody, then there's a passable event. So I mean, I think plenty of us could vouch for you off of GP to get you in. But second thing, you cannot compare yourself to Kevin Owens because in 2024, I could take Matt Ritter seriously. I cannot take Kevin Owens seriously.
Canadian Matt Ritter. Canadian Matt Ritter.
Okay. All right.
Look,
still,
I don't want to have to fight somebody on this show.
Wow.
I came out here and talked ill about Canadian wrestlers earlier today, and I will stand by that. There will be no Owen slander in this household.
Listen, I love what Kevin Owens was at one point in time. I do not love what he is today. It's not the same thing.
Especially this time of year. I dressed up because I went out for a birthday party, but I exist in sleeveless shirts and basketball shorts. That is how I exist in the majority of the year. And a lot of the same shirts that Kevin Owens wears sleeveless, to be fair. So,
I mean, I've never seen in the same room.
To clarify, right? Kevin Owens, the cold, heartless mercenary that was powerbombing Sami Zayn into oblivion, which is wonderful in hindsight. Now we're looking back on it.
Kill Owens.
This is the different from Kevin Owens that is just trying so desperately to win every fight that he's in now. It's like there's a different level that I saw, when he came up from NXT versus now. It's not there no more. I want better for Kevin Owens, is what I'm saying. I don't like where he is now.
I will say this is a far better tag team partner for Randy Orton than the last guy he decided to fucking hang out with.
We don't gotta talk about that.
Hey, he won a championship with that dude, so I mean,
fuck that dude. Not in this house. Listen, not in this house. No.
Not our kind of white people.
Hey, I'm just
hashtag Ritter over Riddle, baby.
I'm just laying out the
bro with the flip flops. You're not defending the bro with the flip flops.
I hate that motherfucker with a passion.
I'm just laying out the Carfax, my dude.
Stay on the fucking indies. We don't want you back on TV. Anyway, while we're talking about Kevin Owens, let's talk Clash of the Castle because our boy did show up. We got a big panel here. We got 5 people, so I think what we're gonna do is I'll say the match. And then I'll say smash, and everyone that's smashing, raise your hand. And then I'll say pass, and everyone that's passing, raise your hand. And then I'll pick a delegate to discuss why they're smashing the match. I think that'll be a fun, different way to do it. I hope he is. God, I hope he is.
I hope he is. Fingers crossed, everybody.
Damn.
He deserves it.
I ain't gonna do all
there
that.
There will be no free Riddle hashtags around here. Keep that motherfucker locked up. Anyway, fun story. At about 1 o'clock, I popped on the pay-per-view to catch the end of it because I didn't know. And I saw the Cody, like the end of the Cody stuff. And I thought that was the end of the pay-per-view. So then I shut it off, got ready, and we left. Came back, and on my way home, I started it, and it started with Cody, and I was very fucking confused because I thought that's how we closed the pay-per-view. I just turned the shit off because the fucking commercials that WWE does during their pay-per-views now are fucking confusing as shit. We went in, I was like, oh, the pay-per-view's over. Now they're plugging shit. Anyway. Cody versus AJ, I Quit match. Smash. Kyle.
This is great. Like, so it is. I was a little worried about the I Quit stipulation being a little bit off for these two, but honestly, it worked fantastically. It was just an excuse for them to get out, plunder, and have a bunch of fun. Like handcuffs, sometimes handcuffs are good. Handcuffs make things better. In the right circumstance.
Handcuffs do make things better. Sorry, you got me really worked up there for a second. I've had a couple drinks today.
Look, and yeah, as much as I would not be a person who would be, I mean, yeah, not a fan of AJ Styles with whatever it is he does beyond the scope of wrestling. But yeah, this was just a really, really fun, chaotic match, going out into the crowd and brawling, coming back into the ring. Both of them were bleeding, which you don't see that often in WWE anymore.
It was that time of month.
Yeah, it was. That spot where AJ went through the table in the series of pinball maneuvers that took him through a freaking table. That was just great. It was a good win for Cody. It was a good way to keep AJ Styles looking strong. They gave them over 25 minutes. And yeah, like I was a little worried coming through this rivalry because AJ Styles loses on pay-per-views and it's kind of a running joke. But honestly, if he's going to lose like this, I don't think it hurts him in any way. And it made Cody look strong. This whole feud has made Cody look really good. So yeah, I'm excited for what happens coming forward. People who are talking about, oh, now that Cody's the champion, it's not going to be fun anymore. Ridiculousness.
I agree. I have one complaint about this match though. In my personal opinion, if you get knocked out in an I Quit match, you quit. If your body quits, that's still you quitting.
I agree.
I always thought that was like the thing.
That was the Stone Cold passing out. Like he didn't say I quit, but he lost.
That wasn't an I Quit match though, was it?
Yeah,
it was an I Quit match.
Technically, it was a submit. Look, I'm giving you snippets. Match. I'm gonna give you a snippet from YK earlier today. Technically, it was a submission match, but if your body is giving out, that is submission.
Quit is a quit.
Mm-hmm.
We have set precedent. Those were the exact words I said. The precedent was set. So damn it, you should be following the same precedent. That's all I said.
Truth. I agree. But no, that was the one gripe I had is Cody couldn't quit. So then the match. So like how?
Okay.
I would just knock myself the fuck out every time I'm in an I Quit match. I just sleep the whole time. I can't quit. I'm asleep. Fuck you. Like.
Take a little nap.
No, neither here nor there. But I enjoyed the shit out of the match. AJ struggled, as I said, series of unfortunate events. Struggled to wrap the chain around his forearm for the phenomenal forearm. I haven't popped Katie that hard in a while, so I was very proud of that.
I'm also drunk. That's not fair.
Got hit in the face with a chair, fell, went through a table. Just terrible time. Also, Cody came at him with those stairs, and he just bitched the fuck out real quick. Like, okay, I'm done.
Wait, Jesus' tweet was so funny. It was Cody holding the stairs and it said the gay community, and then it was a picture of AJ Styles cowering in the corner. I've never laughed so hard at a tweet. It was so funny. It's Pride Month, bitches. Let's go. AJ's scared, as he should be.
I wrote it down and then I tweeted it. Judgment Day 2005, because of piggybacking off of what you said earlier. We had the whole, oh, Cody wins the title, and now there's the slump and the too early criticism that was unnecessary. And then he goes out and he has this match, and now y'all gotta shut the fuck up because it was that type of energy to a T, even with the double tap at the end after he quit already. Like that was what y'all needed to, I guess, be appeased. But listen, sometimes you just gotta be ready to sit back and enjoy the ride, because I don't even know why we got to this point. Like, it's only been just over 2 months.
Yeah. Yep.
That's the thing though with the IWC is they'll find they'll say something like it was a good match because he was wrestling AJ, and let's see what he does next. And it's like you have to just let this go, because quite frankly, the chase, yes, it took a long time to get there and it was a great payoff, but he's also a great wrestler and a great representative for that company, and he's doing his job very well. So I don't know, like all the Cody stuff, I'll never understand it.
I've said it.
What up,
I've said
Jess?
it so many times. Like they turned on Cena, they turned on Daniel Bryan, they turned on Roman before he even won the title. It happens. You know what I'm saying? You have a good chase, it's going to happen. So I don't know why they expected this to be different, but you got to ride it out.
Well, so right, like that's what pisses me off, because when I was mad that Cody lost at WrestleMania 39, what did everyone keep fucking telling me, Reek? Let it play out. It's going to be better at WrestleMania 40. And then those same people try to take WrestleMania 40 away from me and got mad when I got what the fuck I wanted, even though they're getting what the fuck they want at WrestleMania 41, it sounds like. But he didn't come here to have that conversation.
I will say that. I will say this.
Neither here nor there.
After 39, I immediately pivoted to what I believe to be my prophecy that Jay was going to win in the summer. Then I got pissed off, and I said, I'm going to fuck who wins at this point. Now I'm mad.
He said,
no, you did. I remember that. However, Katie can attest. Anyone that listens to Smackin' It Raw can attest. I have been saying, listen, Cody won the title, and everyone's like, even Will. I gave Will shit for it because he wrote a whole article about like the dog chasing the car, the fucking analogy from The Dark Knight, and I'm like, let him get a fucking couple matches in and start feuds don't just happen out of thin fucking air. You don't become champion all of a sudden. Now, like, you have 40 different fucking feuds in 3 years of fucking no. Could we have jumped into Randy right away? Yeah, but then you blow that load. Like, that needs to be a SummerSlam. That needs to be a wrestle. That needs to be something bigger than just fucking Clash at the Castle. Like, let them fucking get us somewhere. And now we got here. And now everyone's like, oh, yeah, no. And I'm like, yeah, I've been fucking telling you. Listen, I love Homelander. I ride for Homelander, all right? He's my boy. I'm happy he won the title. I'm happy with what he's doing.
We didn't even mention that part of it. Randy was fucking the shit out of his title.
Yes.
In 4K.
Good. Yes, he was.
And SummerSlam's coming. And I'm going to be at SmackDown this Friday. So if you want to start doing some shit, do it. Let's go.
Well, Money in the Bank's first, Matt. You gotta relax.
We can build through Money in the Bank to SummerSlam. Money in the Bank's its own separate thing. You know?
Yeah.
We don't need cash-ins. All right, next match. I already know who I'm going to pick, but Team Firecrotch, Team Unholy Union, Team Alba and Isla defeat Bianca and Jade and Shayna and Nia to become your new women's tag team champions. All of those in favor of a smash. Okay, no passes. Uh-oh. See, I was talking shit. Now he's here.
I was going to say, I can't. Are you out again?
No, go ahead.
Okay.
Hi, TC.
Hi, TC.
Man, talking shit on me is crazy. What's up, y'all?
You said you were I had to get you here somehow.
It's the only way to make it happen.
Ladies and
I
gentlemen,
was a little preoccupied, but I'm here.
Ladies and gentlemen, from Young Kings Wrestling, the other, two-thirds of Young Kings Wrestling. TCF, baby. Please say the baby.
Please say the baby. What's up, y'all?
Hey, bro. So we're all on the same page about the submission thing from the I Quit match.
We are.
Yes.
From what we talked about earlier?
Yeah.
Okay. No, bro, listen, I said the same thing because like, and not even on my Cody hater gimmick, but just like the precedent was set with literally the biggest star to ever be made from the WWE, Stone Cold. So the precedent was already set back in 1997. So why are we deviating from it just because the name of the match is different? It's the same concept.
Yep, we agree.
Facts.
Now we all just
I'm not the Booker of the Year though, so you listen.
that is true. We all just smashed the tag team title change. Isla getting the win. I know I listened to Young Kings last week, and Reek said this is the only acceptable outcome if Bianca and Jade don't retain. So I know Reek's happy, but Katie, please
Listen,
tell us why you smashed.
Well, Alba has had the roughest 3 weeks a person can have, so she fucking deserved that on precedent alone. And Alba and Isla never got a fair fucking shot because Ronda's big fucking head got in the way and had to ruin everything and take titles off of two people who didn't need titles taken off of them. So Ronda can play the good guy and think she's hot shit, and she's fucking not. And I think Pretty Kyle tweeted it too. Like, they never got a fair fucking shot at being tag team champions. Give them this. Let them have it. Bianca and Jade will be fine. They did not eat a pin. They can have a rematch whenever the fuck they want. Everyone was like, oh no, they're ruining Bianca and Jade. Fuck off. It was one match where neither of them got pinned. It's gonna be okay. I promise. I promise you. But Alba and Isla getting the win in their home country is beautiful. I cried. It was a great time.
Jade coming out in that LOD fit as well. I'm not 100% sure what Bianca's was. Like, she had the spikes in the braid and all that, but it didn't exactly match Jade's. But Jade had that whole Legion of Doom fit, and I was feeling that, even though she stumbled a little bit in the match.
Yeah. The ropes was. I said this earlier. The ropes was the biggest heel of the night.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I thought of this, and I didn't bring this up earlier, but I think she was going for Godzilla, low key.
Okay.
Like, and I'm cool with that too.
I'm not mad at that.
But Katie, I gotta say, if we put Ronda, Charlotte, and Goldberg in the same room with you, like, are you gonna be okay?
I'm going home, or I'm jumping out a window.
You've had a couple drinks. Should we do a Marry Fuck Kill real quick?
I will.
Oh, we got lit Katie. We got lit Katie.
Yeah.
Turn up.
Ronda, Charlotte, Goldberg, Katie.
No. This is what happened last time. This got me in trouble. This got us.
We know what her choice for Goldberg is.
No. Right. You can take that. You can take that off the table immediately.
Stop.
Oh dear.
I'm being
Ronda and Charlotte.
Unless you want to change it, because I think realistically your feelings for Charlotte may be something a little bit different from what you say.
I like Charlotte the most.
So I'm gonna throw this out there. Okay. Charlotte is married, so there might be a what's mine is yours situation if you chose to marry Charlotte.
Oh, give me Andrade. Let's go.
That's all I'm saying.
See,
I'll take it.
See?
The others you can fuck off. I'll take Charlotte and Andrade. I don't want to.
Listen. I softballed it. He set it up for you better. There you go.
That's the only question I'm answering. Can we move on, please?
Well, I also want to drop in there that I have been riding the Isle of Thirst train for a long time now, so that was also a nice little aside for me, is watching Isla grab that title because she looked fucking fantastic.
They're both absolutely stunning, and I don't know why people are just realizing this now.
Well, I've been on that train for a while.
Because they just started getting on TV again. That's how.
I'm about to say. Somebody been hiding them.
We didn't know it because they never were on TV.
All right. I have a feeling this is going to be a fight and a discussion. So, TC, what we're doing is Jay did tap.
In case we forgot.
TC, what I've been doing is I'll say the match, and then I'll say smash, and everyone that wants to smash the match raises their hand, and then I'll say pass, and whoever wants to pass the match raises their hand, since we got this mega stuff clusterfuck going on. So Chad Gable versus Sami Zayn for the IC title. Smash? Pass?
This is
I keep
Canadian.
my
This
hand
is
raised.
Canadian this is Canadian hateration, and I will
I
not
think
stand for it.
Wait, well, hold on. So since the Canadian side of the table smashed, and I let Kyle go first, Rylan, why did you smash this?
Because why do you all hate Sami Zayn? What a couple of years ago, y'all loved Sami Zayn.
Oh, how much? We don't have enough time to
Sami
explain.
Zayn,
But
Sami Zayn.
I was not on that train.
Okay, well that's fair, but no, like first, this is no shade on Chad Gable. Chad Gable, this character transition to being a heel has been fantastic. I loved all the interplay he had with the Alpha. What is it, the Alpha Academy?
Yep.
Like I love all that, but Sami Zayn is a good hand to hold that Intercontinental title and have these kinds of matches. Like, there's what's the matter here? And honestly, like, if you put the title on Gable, like we talked about earlier, it looks like there's a target on Sami Zayn's back from this group that's coming. This Wyatt 6 or whatever it ends up being. I like the Intercontinental title being mixed up with that more than, you know. Also, Chad Gable looked like an idiot in this match. Like he was so distracted. This is a guy was training Sami Zayn to get on the ball for WrestleMania, and he's just abandoned that philosophy since then.
I will say this, like, I get hearing that Chad Gable is 0 for 5 in IC title matches. Like, that is wrong. It is incorrect, and it should not have happened this way. And there's an element, there's a part of me that definitely feels like this is how I felt about Kevin Owens wrestling for the US title at WrestleMania. It's you already had him lose enough times. If you're just going to have him lose, don't have him do the match. But I can't get upset. The match was really, really good, and I can't get upset about the fact that, you know, Sami Zayn retaining. Like, Chad Gable is in a position that Sami Zayn was in for a long time as a guy who was way too talented to be this underutilized. And I'm not going to be upset that Sami Zayn is getting his time now, even if it means that Chad Gable's just going to have to wait a little bit longer. I get it. It sucks, but I was a Sami fan through Sami doing dancing and people on the internet telling me that Sami's a manager now and shouldn't be wrestling anymore because he's not that good a wrestler. And those people are wrong. They've been wrong and they're still wrong.
So
I'll yield my time.
I'm riding the fence on this one because it was a good match. This is not the Chad Gable that I wanted to see win the IC title. This is not a Chad Gable that I have personally been a fan of. The abusive woman beating Chad Gable, not my thing. But I will say, if this leads at some point, fine, because obviously it's going to be Otis Chad at some point, and they, I guess, didn't want to have the IC title in that. So, like, it is what it is. I also love the shit out of Chad Gable and would have liked to see him finally get that win and go somewhere. But I'm also on the, if the Wyatt 6 is coming train, do that. But seeing as Rylan asked why everyone hates Sami Zayn, and the biggest Sami Zayn hater I know is in the call, I'm going to defer to TC. Why did you pass on this match, TC?
I smashed and passed. I liked it. Because I don't want to spoil too much of our show, but as I did say on Young Kings Wrestling this upcoming week, YKWrestling.com, you can find all the platforms and merchandise available there. As I said on Young Kings Wrestling this week, I love the blend of story and with the action. Like the match, like I said, man, this was real hoops. Like they were going crazy. And I put all my Sami Zayn hate aside, because I can recognize when a hooper hooping, and he was hooping, him and Chad Gable was going crazy. to the point I was just like, I don't care who win this match, bro. I don't want the match to end. Honestly, we can keep telling the story. The story was incredible. I thought like Chad Gable continuously got distracted. Is the complete, like my man's over here said, the complete opposite of everything that he was trying to make sure Sami Zayn was focusing on during his losing streak just before WrestleMania, and he's just completely abandoned that for his own selfish reasons. He's lost his eye on what the actual prize is. He's lost control, and they've been
He
playing
cost
this
himself
out in a
that match.
perfect manner, and it's been really great, honestly. Yeah, he cost himself the match. And he can blame Otis. He can blame Maxine. I mean, I have my own reservations for him, and y'all can hear it on Young Kings Wrestling this week. I'm not gonna get too much into them. They were at fault too, but Chad Gable is the one in the actual match. He's the one competing. He needs to pay attention to what's going on. You can't fully rely on these people who have obviously for months have shown to be a liability in your corner. So why are you putting all your trust and your faith in them to actually do right when you know they haven't been doing right? You should have cut their asses a long time ago in that case. So you deserve it, bro. I enjoyed it.
If
It's a smash.
if Chad shows up on Monday and has the Creed brothers come out and just beat the living shit out of Otis and has Ivy take out Maxine, even though I personally enjoy Maxine and I kind of want this Otis Maxine thing to be Otis Mandy 2.0. I'll be good with that. But Katie, would you like to add anything as the resident Chad Gable stan?
Chad Gable should have been the one to beat Gunther. Should have never been Sami Zayn, and I'm gonna keep saying that until I die. It's bullshit. I don't understand. I understand why they can't give Gable the title.
Sami
Like,
Zayn
I
should have
don't
been the
get
one
it.
to beat Roman Reigns, not Cody Rhodes. But here
There
we
are
are.
a
This is the
plethora of
reality
Whoa,
we
people
live
whoa,
in.
whoa.
This is the reality we live in.
I'm going to address the Sami Zayn thing, and I'm going to keep it condensed because I know we on time here. From a macro perspective, yes, you're absolutely right. He is a good hand to hold, especially the mid card title that is the IC Championship. From a micro perspective, and this is where we have issues. Sami Zayn is an infiltrator and a perpetrator, and that started 2 years ago when he perpetrated the greatest faction and a colonizer. Greatest faction that we have seen in God knows how long. He infiltrated that faction, destroyed it from within, and I've had bad will. He's had bad will with me ever since then. He should not have beat Gunther. That was a problem for me. I hated that. I spat that match because of the fact that he won. And then we just double that down with the fact that Chad Gable has been one of the best wrestlers on that roster, if not the best, without a championship, and it's bullshit.
I don't disagree.
That's where it comes with me.
All right. Bayley defeats Piper Niven to retain the WWE Women's Championship. Smash? Pass? Okay. Katie, why are you smashing?
Oh, why did you pick me?
Because you host a show called the She League Showcase about women's wrestling, and it's a women's wrestling match.
Oh, you got me there. Shit. Well, easy. I do that. Huh? No, it was a good match. I mean, Piper got to display the fact that she actually is really good, and it's the same thing with Gable. They've been good, and they just don't get utilized to a certain point. Or no, same thing I said about Michin earlier. They're good, and they were good before they came to WWE, and then they came to WWE, and they weren't used properly for a certain amount of time. And now I think Piper's finally in the place where, the past few months, she has been utilized very well, and she put on a hell of a match with Bayley. They're not going to take the title off Pam right now. It's probably going to be I don't know who the fuck. Well, because her and Nia at SummerSlam, I think. Yeah, because Nia won Queen. That's right. But like, I liked the match. It wasn't bad. It did its thing. Chelsea coming out, and then she got ejected and came back as a luchador for whatever reason, even though it's same outfit and everything, just a pink
El
mask.
Green Erica.
Yeah, like we still knew it was you, Chels. Baby girl, we knew it was you, but I appreciate it. Just like little things like that. I don't know. I really enjoyed it. It did its thing, and Bailey respected Piper at the end.
You two got anything to add before we go to the passes?
Oh, it was a good match. I enjoyed it. I
Really?
don't have a lot to say beyond.
Really inventive pinfall too. I like that. I like that from Bailey.
Okay. Reek, why'd you pass?
It's not so much the match itself; it's the fact that it's been basically thrown together, as kind of that in between. And I don't know how to get into this more than what we said on Young Kings earlier, but it's the fact that like the main focus, like Katie said, you got Nia coming down, right? That's where a bulk of the booking and the energy is going to go into. And I feel like we talk so much about how, Piper been putting on for so long for Scotland. And it's like, I feel like more time would have been needed to get the proper investment into this. I couldn't get invested into it like that. It wasn't a bad match. You know what I'm saying? It was decent. But and I said this earlier, like I was more interested in what Chelsea was doing. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, with more time, if you run this back and you give more time and energy into actually building this as a feud, you got me. At this point in time, when it happened, what 2 weeks ago we started this and just jump started into a feud. It wasn't getting me. It wasn't a bad match. You know what I'm saying? It's no knock on either of them. It just we needed to build this more to
Okay.
really get me from a whole perspective.
You got anything to add, TC?
Nah, he hit it right on the money.
Okay. So I'm passing, but strictly for the fact that Bailey won. And here's my thoughts on it. Piper is fucking fantastic. I'm all about people getting their flowers. We know that the eventual idea is Nia probably maybe dethroning Bailey come SummerSlam, or at least getting the match and the opportunity to do so. I personally would rather see Nia versus Piper. Also, I'd be cool with Piper having a little 2-month run, getting her flowers, having that under her belt, being that transitional champion, and then losing to Nia Jax, if that's where we're going, and giving it to Piper, because the Bailey run really hasn't done shit from me. Like she won a WrestleMania match. I'm happy for her. Good. This whole thing hasn't done it for me. I actually enjoyed the build of this. I was excited. I wanted Piper to win. I wanted everyone that was Scottish to win in Scotland, and I didn't get it. One of them I'm okay with, though, because it was justified. And we're going to talk about that here real quick. Ladies and gentlemen, our main event of the evening, Drew McIntyre.
You're not gonna say the thing.
What thing?
That you want to see Piper and Nia, and you didn't say the thing. Yeah, not those big meaty women slapping meat. We just right over that. I thought we was on this show.
Big beautiful women slapping meat. BBW. SM. Listen, I feel like it's I'm gonna be honest with you, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like it's disrespectful to call a woman a big meaty woman as opposed to a BBW.
A woman might be into that. You don't know.
Depends on the person.
I'm just saying. BBW SM, big beautiful women slapping meat.
Katie's speaking for him. I'm just saying. But go ahead.
Bailey's press conference outfit, though.
Okay. Ooh. We don't got time. We don't got time. We don't got time.
What was it?
We don't got
just,
time.
Screenshot. Ding dong. Hello.
Katie, you didn't see it?
Jesus.
I didn't
see it either.
I didn't get to see this. I had to watch Clash late.
So if y'all got screenshots or pictures,
send me screenshots.
I'm gonna take care of y'all real quick. Hold on.
All right.
Thank you.
As I was saying, though, before we got into BBWSM, ladies and gentlemen, in our main event, one Drew McIntyre loses to Damian Priest for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Smash Pass.
Y'all gonna make me do this, eh?
Okay.
Y'all make me do this. Eh?
I'm gonna go since I'm the only one that hasn't gone. Listen, Drew did this to Drew. Screw Drew. This man has been trolling my boy CM Punk so fucking hard. He made T-shirts. He's been talking shit, and CM Punk keeps coming up and be like, "Keep talking shit. Bad things are gonna happen," and he doesn't stop talking shit. What did he expect to happen? What did he expect to happen? He thought CM Punk just wasn't going to fly to Scotland and handle his business? CM Punk did what CM Punk had to do. And I can't wait to get those two in the ring. CM Punk is my boy. He handled his business. This man insulted him. This man trolled him. This man made T-shirts and put his face on T-shirts and talked all of his shit. And he got what he deserved. It is what it is.
I mean, he openly said, like, I prayed for you to get hurt. And at that point in time, like, violence will be chosen every step of the way. At that
and CM Punk said, I don't pray, I make shit happen. What did he do? I didn't see him on his knees in prayer. I saw him on his knees making shit happen.
The Tony D'Angelo is coming out strong in you today.
I love that you always have that ready. No, you know what? Big Philly got jiggy with it, and I love Drew McIntyre. Don't get me wrong, but no one's gonna talk enough about how Damian Priest really showed out in this match.
Oh, fuck
he
yeah.
looked great. He
Listen.
looked great. Also, that choke slam looked great every time. But no, this was a really, really great match. And honestly, like, yeah, it was a fucked finish and whatever else, but it furthers the story that we're going to anyway. Like, I didn't want to see Damian Priest get the title taken off of him right away. Don't get me wrong, I wanted Drew to have his moment, but like, he kind of just had his moment. He had this great match, and now he's going to have another great match with CM Punk.
God damn.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I had a
cool.
nice moment to myself while I was talking. I didn't hear anything for the past 2 minutes.
No,
Check out
I
his
agree.
outfit.
It was
what
a
happened
great.
here?
They saw the I showed them the press conference fit.
I see.
Fuck Bailey short Bailey tights. No, it really was. It also was a really good match. And I said that this feud with Drew McIntyre has kind of put me over on Damian Priest as being in that main event spot. I feel like he's handled himself with Drew in that spot. So this was all good for me. Katie or TC, you want to add anything before we let the passer go?
See?
That player hater race has gotten a little closer than it was in the last month. I'll just say that much.
Wiggles. Yeah, DP is the one-legged man in the ass kicking contest that won, because Lord only knows he.
Nah, his leg's fucked. Like, he's definitely injured. Triple
And
H
he want to keep using it.
But he said it.
All right.
Like,
Go ahead, Kyle. Tell us why you're passing.
Look, the match was excellent. I'm glad to see Damian Priest getting his flowers. However, I said, and shout out to Wallet Media, back when we did our WrestleMania preview, we were talking about this, that there was a problem with the situation they had set up with the whole heavyweight championship with Seth Rollins in this whole situation, is that Seth Rollins was going to be losing that title at WrestleMania. That was always the way it was going to go. It had to be the way it was going to go. And you had two people who desperately needed to win that title. Drew McIntyre was in a place for the last year, kind of spinning his wheels all over the place. There were questions as to whether or not he was still going to be in the company. And Damian Priest, not only was Damian Priest in a situation where he was kind of spinning his tires after being Senor Money in the Bank and Senor Do Nothing with the Money in the Bank, in going full Austin Theory, with it. He was representing the Money in the Bank that in their last however many champions include both Austin Theory and the aforementioned Otis, who, if he's lucky, might get a win in a non-title match over Chad Gable. Is where his career is at now.
He does have Maxine though, so
yes, that's true.
That's
Honestly, like if Mandy Rose comes back, maybe that's the stable. That's what Otis needs.
Otis and his hose.
Repackage Otis as the White Godfather.
Look,
Here for all of that.
I'm not opposed. But so Damian Priest was going to have to win the title at WrestleMania. But then they had it set up so that Drew McIntyre could win the championship in Scotland, and everyone could be happy. And Drew McIntyre, who had a Clash in the Castle, not even in Scotland before, and then a match that he should have won. Yes, he does. And my question is, because like between the two, if you're asking me to take the long-term career trajectory of one of two people, being Damian Priest or Drew McIntyre, I am picking Drew McIntyre every day and twice on Sunday. As a wrestler, as a talker, as just in everything. He is that dude. And you don't pass up on giving those opportunities to that dude. And he's having a great heel run. So I say this with all of the love in my heart I can muster for Phil, for my man Phil. I hope he beats his ass. I hope he beats his ass and squashes him in 2 minutes. We need to build Drew McIntyre back up as Killer Drew McIntyre. And if you made him mad, if you want to make me interested in this character again and make me interested in SummerSlam, poor Phil's got to have a real bad day. But what's going to happen? Phil's going to beat him at SummerSlam, and it's just going to be more sad days for Drew McIntyre. Thanks for re-signing, buddy. Hope you enjoy it.
So here's the thing with that, and then we'll close out the show because we're right there. We started about 10 minutes in. We all knew that the end game was going to be Drew versus Phil. That's where all of this has been building since the injury at the Royal Rumble and the T-shirts and the bullshit. And I know a lot of people were saying, I don't want CM Punk to come into WWE and be in the title picture. And they weren't happy that he was going to be challenging Seth Rollins for the title at fucking WrestleMania. I also want to side note that I looked at the chat and realized it was very segregated and had to mix things up. So now we've got a reverse Oreo up top and a regular Oreo on the bottom since it was going to be Mega Stuffed Oreo. We're good. Now CM Punk is going to go against Drew McIntyre in a feud that doesn't need a title because they are two of the top guys, something that we desperately need in WWE, two main event guys who don't need a championship to have a good feud and tell a good story. And CM Punk won't be in the title picture. He'll be out of the title picture. We can do something else with the championship, bring somebody else up, do something. This is all good things. There's no issue here. These are all good things.
Until Phil wins. And then it's not good things.
Then he can go to Damian or what? I disagree. Phil needs to anyway.
Yeah, I'm with you, Matt. I'm with you. This CM Punk hate is just a lot, Kyle. It's a lot.
Wow.
He's barely. I'm not. This isn't CM Punk hate. This is Drew McIntyre defense.
He was the best thing about AEW in the last 2 years. So.
No.
Well, I mean, I won't agree with that, but
I mean, if y'all really gonna hate it if he wins Money in the Bank. It was one of my fantasy scenarios at the end of the show.
Give me all that. All right, so here's what we're going to do real quick. Instead of favorite show of the week, we're going to do favorite match of the pay-per-view. Kyle, favorite match of the pay-per-view?
Road Styles. It was a barn burner.
Katie?
Tag titles.
Reek.
This looks so cringe when you said that. I Quit match.
Rylan?
The I Quit match.
TC?
Intercontinental Championship.
I'm gonna go with Katie. I'm gonna go with the tag titles. I'm gonna let my
Let's
first
go!
overweigh my CM Punk. That's where I was. So we are gonna start with Wednesday Night Wallop, whichever one of the two of you want to plug where you guys can find everything Wallop
You
Media.
did it.
I had to do it. No, tell everyone where they can find Wallop Media and all of the things you guys do, including a show that I might be on very soon.
Yeah, you're booked. You're on the list. You can check out all of our stuff every single Friday on any podcast catcher you have. We have a plethora of shows, including Wallop Roundup, where Kyle and I discussed the last AEW very long pay-per-view. Too long of a pay-per-view. Wallop Rewind, which we
3
last
hours.
we
Get
talked about.
Get it done.
Yeah, I'm with you. Wallop Rewind, we talked about WCW Starrcade 93. That was a lot of fun. More fun than I anticipated having. What else? World's Funniest Podcast is the last day of every single month. Kyle, what else do we have?
We've got some quizzes. We just put out one. We did an 80s night that was not that long ago, where we had a man show up and show everybody what it means to be a real trivia contestant. Let me tell you, there was some dominant performances there. But we do need. I honestly, Matt, we need to have you back on. I would like to do a 90s day or like an Attitude Era or something like that. And I would definitely want to have you on for that for the best of.
I am a Wallop Media champion.
Yes, Wrestle Quizdom champion twice over, I believe. So yeah, check out all of our stuff. We do good work. I promise.
TC and Reek.
You want to go first, Reek?
All right. You want me to plug ours or just?
Go ahead, man. Go ahead. You never do. I always do. Go ahead.
All right. Well, y'all can find Young Kings Wrestling everywhere at ykingwrestling.com for all the links to the merch and the show. You know what I'm saying? On all streaming platforms. Get your merch on there, like some our BLM NWO inspired gear. You can find me at RickHavoc24 on Instagram and on Twitter. Also, you can check out the Havoc Hour where I talk sports and entertainment on all streaming platforms as well. And I've never plugged this. I got a link tree of my own at RickHavoc24. You can check that out too.
And if you guys are interested in redemption stories as wrestling fans, Reek has one next Sunday for trivia. But our current winner of our first ever Getting Off Trick or Trivia, Katie, where can they find you and all the things you do?
Yeah, Katie Wrestling 13 on Twitter, Linktree and Brad Things She Leads Showcase, Twitch.tv/She Leads Showcase, and YouTube.com/She Leads Showcase. This Wednesday will be after Dynamite, because Savannah's busy on Thursday, so it'd be nice. So Wednesday night, Showcase again. Yeah, I do a lot of shit. I don't feel like going through everything. You can find everything over there.
And as always, you guys can follow me at Matt Ridders, at MATTRDDER on X or Twitter for your wrestling content, at Getting Off for your horror content, and everywhere else at Smackin It Raw, Instagram, Threads, TikTok, Blue Sky, all of those places. Also follow at It's Creatia World, ITSCREATIA World for all of your Creatia World needs. For Wallop Media, Young Kings Wrestling, the She Leads Showcase. I am the Smut Guru, the patron saint of podcasting, the Warden Matt Ritter. And this has been your #1 wrestling podcast on places where you can find people having sex on the internet.